This video will give you a brief overview of what to expect on the ATI TEAS 7. TEAS stands for the Test of Essential Academic Skills. It is a national standardized test used by many colleges and universities to measure the academic preparedness of students entering health science programs. Here at KVCC, the TEAS is an entrance requirement for students who want to enroll in any of the following programs: nursing, physical therapist assistant, occupational therapy assistant, radiologic technology, and respiratory therapy. The TEAS consists of 4 sections in the following order: reading, math, science, and English and language usage. There are 170 total questions, and the time allowed is 209 minutes. There are 20 unscored questions, which ATI includes to try out possible questions for future exams. You will not know which questions are unscored, so it's important to answer every question to the best of your ability. Let's look at the breakdown of each content area. Reading has 45 questions, with 55 minutes allowed. Math has 38 questions, with 57 minutes allowed. Science has 50 questions, with 60 minutes allowed. And English and language usage has 37 questions, with 37 minutes allowed. Most of the questions on the TEAS will be multiple choice, but you will also encounter other types of questions. Multiple select questions will ask you to select all answers that apply. To get points on this type of question, you must select all of the options correctly. There is no partial credit. Fill-in-the-blank questions usually require a calculation and numeric response. Be sure to pay attention to rounding instructions on numeric responses. Ordered response questions ask you to put information in the correct sequence. Hotspot questions require you to select an area of an image to answer a question. It's critical that you read every question carefully. You want to be clear on exactly what is being asked before submitting your answer. The TEAS is scored on a 0 to 100% scale. You will receive a total composite score, as well as 4 content area scores. Because there are multiple versions of the exam, ATI uses an equating method to ensure comparable results. Your score is calculated by finding the percentage of items answered correctly and adjusted to account for differences in difficulty across the various forms of the test. Each health science program at KVCC has minimum required TEAS scores for acceptance. Take a moment to review this chart and make note of the required scores for your intended academic program. Feel free to pause the video while doing so. Now let's go over some tips and frequently asked questions.
Where can I take the TEAS exam?
You may take the TEAS on campus or remotely from the comfort of your own home. If you come to campus, you will have a live proctor. If you take the exam remotely, you will be video monitored by a web-based proctoring service. Be sure to have a quiet space with no distractions. Please note that no other person is allowed in the room with you, and your computer must have a functional camera, microphone, and strong internet connection.
How do I register for the TEAS?
To register to take the exam with KVCC, please visit our website for instructions and fee details. If you are unable to take the exam with KVCC, you can take it directly through ATI, but be aware that the fee is higher.
What should I bring to the exam?
Please bring a photo ID to the exam. This is required for both the in-person and remote testing options. You should also bring your ATI login information, which you will need to access the test. The only other things permitted in your testing space are 1 blank 8x11 piece of paper and 2 number 2 pencils. You are not allowed to have food, water, electronics, bags, or any other personal items.
Can I bring a calculator?
You are not permitted to bring a calculator to the exam. However, there is a drop-down calculator embedded in the online exam.
How long will the test take?
With 209 total minutes permitted, plus the 10-minute break after the math section, you should plan for a maximum of 4 hours total for the exam.
Can I skip questions and come back to them?
You may flag questions to review later if time allows, but only within an active section. You cannot revisit flagged questions once you move on to the next section. In other words, once you leave a section, You cannot return to it.
When will I get my score?
When you take the TEAS online, your score will be available immediately after you finish. A copy of your score will also be sent to KVCC.
How can I prepare for exam day?
First and foremost, study. Spend time reviewing material and taking practice tests. Utilize our preparation guide and compiled resources for help with this. Additionally, before taking the test, you will need to set up an ATI account and complete a dry run. This should be done at least 24 hours prior to your exam. The purpose of the dry run is to confirm that your camera, microphone, and login information work, and that your computer is compatible with the exam software. This step is very important. If you don't ensure your computer is set up correctly before the exam, you risk having to cancel on exam day.
What if I need accommodations?
If you have a documented disability, accommodations may be available. Please contact the Office of Accessibility Services to learn more before registering for the TEAS. We hope this video has answered some of your questions about the test of essential academic skills. Be sure to check out the additional information, resources, study materials, and preparation guide on our website.